Merry Christmas, Parker. Merry Christmas, Schofield.
Well, it's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant here with the director of Play Dirty, as well as the producer, Miss Jules Daly and Mr. Shane Black. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time today.
No, it's not a problem. Thank you.
I'm so excited to talk about this film because it's been like decades in the works, it sounds like. You were introduced to the Parker series back when you were directing Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Is that true?
Even earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, Parker was someone I'd seen movies. I'd seen Point Blank, which at the time when I saw it, I didn't realize it was Parker because they couldn't call him Parker, so I think it's Walker in that film. But I read the books when I was, 15, and they were indelible because Donald Westlake, who writes under the pen name Richard Stark, is kind of like the mystery writer's mystery writer. If you were to go to someone who sold a lot more books, say, who do you read when he'd say, come here. And he's like, take you behind the bar and say, here's the good stuff. And it's going to be Donald Westlake because mystery writers read him to go to school.
Amazing. And
Didn't you call it like the good Scotch?
The good Scotch, yeah. It's like that. In fact, and he wrote comic novels and kind of gritty Parker novels. I remember one book cover said, the mad jester of the mystery world. So he went back and forth. He could do anything.
Yeah, everything I was reading about this, it did sound like it was kind of like if you know kind of novels, like underground, because you introduced the character of Parker to Downey on the set of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, you went deep. Good.
I did my research. The whole production process on this thing fascinated me so much because of how many iterations it went through, assembling your cast, working with the Downeys as producers. You guys really balled out for this one.
Yeah. There were many iterations. Also remember, we're coming off a pandemic and a strike. And so we were juggling balls trying just to get to the start line, let alone, the production that follows that. So, and she's done a remarkable job of shepherding us over those hurdles to get the movie made. Mm-hmm. And then Amazon, once we started, I think they're pretty good partners.
They're great partners.
Yeah.
They are supportive. They leave us be. We did our own thing. It was great. And we were far away in Australia, so.
With a lot of Shane Black films, you're always a co-writer on the process, but you had other writers involved with the screenplay of this project, and I heard that they were on set for the majority of production.
The whole thing.
So Jules, to you, how did that help continue the production process along smoothly, and how did it evolve over the course of shooting?
Well,
it usually doesn't.
No, but actually with them, because the guys have known each other for, is it 40 years?
I've known them for 40 years. I met them when they were in high school.
So it's literally at Video Village, it's like being with a bunch of brothers. But a dream for producers working with a writer-director, and especially when they're on set, you're solving everything together. Sometimes they'd have to work it out amongst themselves, but most of the time there'd be small, happy, creative squabbles sometimes, but we'd get through it together right then and there.
Oh, you mean the fisticuffs?
Yes. And it was great to have all three of them with us.
Amazing. I do have I guess this is a spoiler question because I couldn't find it anywhere in the press notes. We'll save it till after release. The Mark Cuban cameo.
Oh, yeah.
How did that come together, and how did you get him to agree to get shots?
I don't know. Honestly, we're looking for someone who would not be too gruesome or grim, but at the same time, he had to be known and he had to be a good sport. So it was actually our producer, Ezra Emanuel.
Ezra Emanuel, who's another producer on the movie, he brought it up and we were like, there's no way we're gonna get Mark Cuban. I mean, brilliant idea, but Ezra was on a mission for it and went through the whole system at WME where he's also represented to get him. And Mark thought right away he was in. He said, super fun. Not to give up anything, but I'd love to be shot on camera. Yeah.
Yeah, and very strange for a guy of that stature to have that kind of sense of humor. You're seeing less and less of that sense of humor these days, especially among people with that kind of money. So he's a hero for me for that.
Last night, the screening, people went crazy when they saw him.
I was gonna say, you guys just premiered this thing last night in New York City. How was that atmosphere? Because this is a streaming project. Something I always find super special about the promotion process with things like this is a lot of families are gonna watch this, or maybe not families, maybe parents are gonna watch this in their living rooms, just by themselves. How was it to get to experience this thing inside of a raucous New York City theater?
It was raucous, wasn't it?
I think you could say that, yeah. I've heard it said that a chaotic red carpet is best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want people running back and bumping into each other. But there was a palpable energy going on. And when the actors started to take the stage and take their bows before the show, I think everyone was just on board to finally just relax and have a good time for 2 hours. It played well.
I think it played really well. Big laughs, big gasps, lots of fun. And for us to be able to see it yet again on a big screen is always
Yeah, because look, they told us up front, we'll be nice, we'll do what you need. It's going to be a streaming movie. And so part of that experience will be lost in a living room where, you're not going to get 300 people in your living room, but you can get 500 people in the theater and you hear, that's what will never go away. I mean, seeing movies in the theater is important. And I hope that there's a balance where it just never quite goes away. I hope it's continuing. Because that was fun last night. That was a great experience.
I feel very fortunate in my job to be able to get to see a lot of these streaming releases in a theater, because it's like you said, the experience is like no other. I want to circle back to the Downeys because they're both still involved in this project. Susan Downey was a producer. I saw Robert had a Q&A with you recently at a screening of Play Dirty. There was a time when Robert was attached to star. Is that true?
Yeah, there was a time when he was off doing something else and we were writing, and he came back and he went off to do something else again. He was a busy guy. I guess that happens.
Yeah, he was on the back end of Oppenheimer, so there was stuff going on around that. So I think, but the fact that they stayed involved with us to make the movie and that Mark showed up for us the other night, they've been incredible partners.
Yeah, they really have. And, also Downey, God bless him, he went off to do his little thing called Dr. Doom with the Avengers. So I'm sure he's not, he's probably not regretting getting a chance to do that.
Yeah, can I just say too, we recently had an article series on Screen Rant where all of our writers, all of our reporters, all of our hosts ranked their top 10 MCU movies. I brought my little stand of my top 10. Iron Man 3 comes in at number 7 for me. I'm so serious. I love that film.
7?
Like,
7?
Okay, only above it, we got a couple Avengers movies, Cap Civil War. But
You're on the list.
Yeah. So, but you're right, I love that movie. It was 7. It was number 7, man.
You will not meet a bigger Iron Man 3 fan than me.
All right, yeah, that's true. There's like 40.
It's a brilliant story.
Thank you.
With the elements of like PTSD after the Battle of Manhattan, dealing with the aftermath of Avengers, the face to evil with the fake Mandarin. And I just talked to Guy Pearce this morning for The Woman in Cabin 10. And I always love to tell him my favorite Christmas movie of all time is Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, far out.
Christmas, Shane Black.
But you also got to call out, if you're going to do that, call out my co-writer on Iron Man, Drew Pearce. Drew is going on to do, he's like the guy you can't afford anymore. He does all these blockbusters, but goddamn, that was fun.
Iron Man 3.
He's a great writer.
You have so many like cult classics to your name, and the one that I always see circulating on social media is The Nice Guys. How does that feel that it continues to find new audiences year after year and people still clamor for a sequel?
Well, it's a weird thing. It's shocking because, everything comes around again. And I did a film in 1987. We wrote it for my friend Fred Decker, The Monster Squad. Flop. Dead flop. No one sees it. 25 years later, there's 2,000 people going to conventions, Monster Squad convention. I see Last Boy Scout, Long Kiss Goodnight show up on late. I guess there's something to be said for some of these flop and some of them make it, but the fact that they keep coming back, I'd prefer that. Nice Guys, it's a tough one because it's going to be expensive. You got 2 big actors, and the original property bombed because Ryan Gosling said it was killed by Angry Birds.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that quote recently.
Well, we're also sandwiched between an X-Men movie and Cap Civil War, so.
2016.
The one that you liked better than mine.
I still think Iron Man 3 is the best of the trilogy. That is how I should have led with that. I'll formally wrap with this. You also produced one of my favorite cult classic movies in recent memory, Better Man. I was obsessed. I went to the theater on a Tuesday night by myself, grabbed some popcorn. I was like, let's see what this Robbie Williams guy is all about. And I was like,
pretty special, right?
Very special. I was in tears, and I am heartbroken that not enough people saw that film.
You're with me on that.
Yeah.
We're together on that.
I was gonna say, just how does it feel that, I feel like the social media sentiment behind it has given it new life. And I'm now starting to see the beginning ripplings of this is going to be a cult
welcome
classic.
to my world.
Yeah, well, I think to Shane's point, like, I think it will have a life that exists past when we release the film. I think it didn't quite find its audience, but you know what? You make a movie and it's out there and people can find it, and there is a new buzz around that movie, and Michael Gracey's an incredible filmmaker, and Robbie was a hoot to work with.
Absolutely. There's an incredible buzz around Play Dirty right now. I'm so stoked for audiences to check it out on Prime Video. Thank you guys so much for your
thank
time.
you very much
Liam.
for your time, man.
You killed him again?
Last time, I promise.
Here. Oh, you're such a gentleman. Thank you. No, thank you.